on coping with anxiety and stress, youth mental health strategies. I'm Rotarian Arati Biswal, Chair District 3262 Chapter of Mental Health Initiatives, Rotary Action Group. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone today. And I'm sorry that DG hasn't joined us yet, but I hope he will join by and by. And we are indeed grateful to have our two speakers, Rita ma'am, who is from joining us from Nagpur, and currently ma'am is the chair of Rotary Action Group Mental Health Initiatives, and of which we are a chapter. And Anuradha Mahapatra ma'am, who is the founder director of Manam. So we are very grateful to you all for accepting our invitation, and welcome to both of you. We also welcome our participants, and I think I have seen some students who have joined. So we are expecting students from schools and colleges. And in the chat box, you can just say which school or which college you are from. And we have interactors, Rotractors who have joined us. Even some non-Rotarians have joined us today. We also recognize the presence of our district mental health chair, Rotarian Dr. Geetika Patnaik, who is present here. And we hope we shall go ahead with some partnership and do some good work in the mental health area.
Definitely.
Yes. And we have some senior Rotarians, some district officials. We have Rotarians from other districts, and because I can see some names in among the participants I don't know, and so I think they might be from other districts. And just before moving ahead, I would just like to briefly introduce the District 3262 chapter of Rotary Action Group Mental Health Initiatives. Now, this was launched in March this year, and it is a chapter of the RAG MHI, and it adopts the vision as well as the mission of Rotary Action Group Mental Health Initiative. Now, briefly, what is this vision? The vision is to create and support opportunities for every Rotarian and every adult and child in our environment to improve the mental health and well-being in order to lead a healthy, happy, and productive life. The vision is manifold, and the first most important mission is to remove the stigma surrounding mental health, and to raise awareness on mental health, to increase access to treatment and prevention, to protect and promote positive mental health, and to build capacities and competencies of concerned people. So it comes down to three main areas where the Rotary Action Group worldwide is working on, which is namely break the stigma, raise awareness, and to increase access and capacity. And it will be only good for me to indicate here that RAGMI members have also developed certain toolkits to help individuals, clubs, and districts to work in their communities on mental health related matters. Actually, we all know, we all are aware that this particular area of mental health has long been neglected, and it is often overlooked, and it is only probably because of the global pandemic, COVID pandemic, that it was brought into focus. And even today, there is a lot of taboo surrounding mental health, and people from good families or from poor backgrounds all over the world, everyone is very shy when it comes to talking about some mental health disorders, whether it is behavioral problems, anxiety, depression, or even suicide. In Orissa recently, there have been a couple of suicide cases that have caught the attention of the state, and now all schools and colleges, they are thinking of, educating the children on in this area. So But let me tell you here that Rotary has always been working in the field of, disease prevention and care and all. So Rotary members are recognizing some of the gaps which are prevalent in this area, that is the area of mental health and the lack of resources, and they are stepping in. So today we have our learned speakers who will enlighten us on this topic, that is of anxiety and stress. These are two common conditions that affect not only the youth, but even adults. I think everyone is prone to stress and anxiety. And sometimes what happens is that when it gets too much, when it gets out of control, it begins to interfere with our normal life. And that is where we need the intervention of our counselors, or we need the intervention of our psychiatrists or professional. We need professional help in order to lead a normal and purposeful life. So today's session, I think, will be very helpful to not only our young people here, but also to all of us, so that, we learn some of the coping skills from our speakers, and then we learn how to manage and navigate this anxiety and stress. So without further ado, I will hand over to Abhinash, who is a master of ceremonies for today. So over to you, Abhinash.
Thank you, Aarti Madam. But before I proceed, I would like to recognize the presence of the DG, Rotarian Manoj Tripathi on the call.
Okay.
Welcome, Rotarian Manoj Tripathi, the DG of District 326.
Hi, good evening. Good evening to all.
So before...
Good evening to all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. So before we jump into our the DG kind of addressing this, I would like to start with my way, or the way it was during my college or school days. So that is when, if you spoke about depression or mental health, it earned you 2 tight slaps from either your parents or your teachers. From there to this point where we are openly discussing, and not just discussing, we have a Rotary Action Group, which is focused in terms of ensuring that people do not suffer, recognizing and then eliminating the suffering. That is what this Rotary Action Group is all about. And I would definitely would like to welcome this into District 3262. Having said that, I would like to have 3 ground rules for this webinar. One, keep your camera on. It always helps to know what the other person that you are talking to looks like. Keep yourself muted unless you are speaking, so that we do not have any background noises in here. Third, and most important, out of the entire discussion, when you have questions, do feel free to type it in, because we'll have a session at the end of the discussion where we'll be answering those questions. So without much ado, I would like to welcome Rotarian Dr. Rekha Das to introduce our chief guest, Rotarian, the DG, Rotarian Manoj Tripathi.
Thank you, Abhinash. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Rotarian Manoj Kumar Tripathi, District Governor 2025-26, Rotary International District 3262. Rotarian Manoj Kumar Tripathi is a dynamic and service-driven leader, currently serving as the District Governor of Rotary International District 3262 for the Rotary year 2025-26, covering 25 revenue districts of Odisha. Born into a respected family from Puri, Odisha, he holds multiple academic qualifications like BSc, LLB, and MBA, and is a faculty member of Rotary Leadership Institute. Professionally, he is a successful real estate developer, automobile retailer, and human life medicine manufacturer. He is the managing director of Satyavadi Construction Private Limited since 1997 and has represented India in various international business meets. He has also received the Indian Achiever Award for his contribution to the real estate sector. He proudly serves as the Vice President of NAREDCO India and President of NAREDCO Odisha under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of Odisha, India. His Rotary journey began in 2002 with the Rotary Club of Sri Jagannath Dham, Puri. As club president in 2017-18, he achieved record-breaking contributions of $22,000 to the annual fund, $30,000 for the district's first full endowment fund, and $5,000 for the polio fund, the highest in his club's history. His club was awarded platinum status and received 34 awards that year. He was later recognized as the Outstanding Assistant Governor in 2019-20 and has held leadership roles like Zonal Chairman and District Secretary General. A passionate traveler, he has traveled over a dozen of countries, including USA, UK, Japan, Singapore, Dubai, etc. He believes in showcasing Rotary's impact to attract more members worldwide. He is married to Rotarian Madhusmita Tripathi, a PHF, a committed social worker and current district chairman of the Inner Wheel District 326. They are blessed with 2 children, Ananya, pursuing her MBBS, and Ayan, currently in school at Bhubaneswar. Rotarian Manoj's guiding motto is, let Rotary's good work be known to the world, so generations are inspired to join hands in service. With this, I hand over to Avinash. Thank you.
Thank you, Rekha ma'am. And with that, we kind of want to proceed to the next step where we request our DG to address the gathering here. So over to you, Rotarian Manoj Tripathi.
Thank you, Rekha ma'am, for my biodata. Our respected Chairman Arati Biswal, respected Secretary Dr. Rekha Das, the 2 dynamic speakers, the most intelligent, the Rita Agrawal and Dr. Anuradha Mahapatra. Actually, I am suffering the fever. The RI Rotary International District, Namaskar and warm greeting to all. As a District Governor of Rotary International District 3262, I am honored to be part of this vital conversation on coping with anxiety and stress youth, mental health strategy. Our youth face unprecedented pressure and silence around mental health only deepens their struggles. The District 3262 chapter of MHI-RAG, since its charter in March 2025, has championed awareness, inclusion, and support. Let us break the stigma, educated communities, and encourage empathy. Together, we can ensure every young person feel seen, heard, and supported. Rotary's legacy of service above self. Give us the strength to lead this change. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity for a part of this Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Manoj Tripathi, for your insightful address. Now we'll proceed to the next item on our agenda, which is then addressed by our guest speaker, Ms. Anuradha Mahapatra. But prior to that, I would request Rotractor Swam to introduce our guest speaker, please.
Good evening, esteemed attendees. My name is Rotractor Swam, Public Image Chair of Rotract Club of Bhubaneswar, RID 3262. And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our respected guest, Dr. Anuradha Mahapatra, Madam. Dr. Mahapatra is a mental health activist with a vision to create a holistic framework for developing and executing mental health services to enhance the quality of life of every individual with mental health struggles. She aspires to end mental health inequity by leveraging existing medical resources and combining them with a professional and expert support system to support individuals and at-risk communities across the socio-economic spectrum by creating and implementing inclusive therapeutic interventions collaboratively. She is the founder director at Manam Foundation, Odisha's first mental health organization working towards ending mental health inequity by advocating for and providing compassionate and person-centered care to people for mental and emotional well-being. She is an alumna of BJP College, LLB from Utkal University, and holds an integrated master's with PhD in psychology from Mahasi University at Netherlands. Her PhD study is on the efficacy of alternative therapy on somatic and psychosomatic disorders. She has worked with individuals at wellness centers established across Berlin, Dusseldorf, Paris, and Amsterdam. She extends her time also as an external member of POSH committees at Utkal Hospital, Bhubaneswar, Directorate of Mental Health Services, Tata Steel Mining Limited, and NINL. She has over 15,000 hours of counseling experience in individual, family, and couple sessions. Therefore, it is our absolute honor and pleasure to have her with us, and we look forward to her guidance and wisdom. Thank you.
So that's an amazing profile that I heard from you, Swayam, and I would request Anuradha ma'am to go ahead and share her thoughts.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening to all, and I welcome one and all who are here today at the webinar. And thank you, Mr. Das, Abhinash Babu, for the introduction. I welcome our guest speaker, Madam Rita Agarwal, Aarti Madam, who has kindly invited me for this webinar, our District Governor, and all the participants who have signed up to listen to this webinar. So given what the topic is for today, I think we have had unlimited number of conversations particularly in the last, I think, 4-5 years post-COVID, which has brought out and almost like catapulted the issues of mental health across age groups in our society. And I think if one has to understand, youth are a very integral part of this menace, because youth are the one who have really suffered through COVID. And they are the ones who are probably now at a place where directionally they need more guidance or more support. So adding to what Mr. Das said, and which may be relevant to all the attendees here, Manam Foundation's objective is, of course, to bring mental health equity and mental health affordability, accessibility in terms of services across class, age, and gender. But I think one of the most relevant things is also to create awareness, to create major awareness across the youth. We have been in a place in the last 8 years where we have tried to, relentlessly try and create awareness across schools, colleges, in fact, even tribal youth. One of our projects was to run awareness drives across tribal youth at Koraput, Bolangir, and Kalahandi, because we felt that all our youth are absolutely, unaware of what really are mental health symptoms. I think there's a great deal of confusion there. We don't have a system where we, kind of teach our children at school. We have many subjects which are taught at school. But I think one of the better things to do would have been to introduce our children to some mental health concepts very early on in life, maybe from class 4 or 5. Even simple concepts about mental health would go a long way to empower our children when they are going into their youth. We are aware that our students or children in early years, they suffer from many such contributing factors, which later may become a, a kind of a full-blown problem in their youth. I think one of the major things that we have found in our awareness drives and also in our center, we run a center here at Bhubaneswar, which is a one-stop center, and it has been a center which has tried to cater to clients who have suffered from mild, moderate, and severe mental health issues. And we have been able to cater to almost over 3,000 people in the last 8 years. Interestingly, 63%, over 63% have been youth. And when we say youth, it means almost from the age of 14, 15 to the age of 23, 24. So they come in with a lot of issues, and which we all know, these issues are probably, they have become bigger and bigger over time. They have started very young. But by the time they come to us, it seems that they had no idea what had been happening to them. I think that is what is something of a concern for us. Because if they have suffered for almost 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in silence, or have not been able to express themselves or communicate themselves, that is a major concern. And that is why I think over time we realized that first, at least, let us have the awareness drives to be able to empower our children with the knowledge of mental health, or with the knowledge and concepts of what mental health symptoms can look like. So we have found that early on, when in the early stages of our youth as children, they suffer from many different situations and scenarios. For instance, parental conflict, exposure to parental conflict, for instance, bullying, for instance, sexual abuse, for instance, interpersonal relationship conflicts. And all these factors are unattended to. One of the reasons we believe it is unattended is because our children or our youth don't know how to talk about it. They don't know where to start the conversations. If they start it with their parents at home, it seems they run up a block, because the only focus the parents have is on their academics. And the only expectation the parents have is that they should study well and they should get good marks. So everything else that is surrounding our youth it seems to be something that they can look after by themselves, and that is why it is dismissed. So when they come to us at our center, it becomes a kind of like a platform for expression. And in that platform for expression, we actually understand that this has started so early on that actually our support systems should prevail in schools and colleges and in systems and in social constructs where everyone can access this information and know what to do about it, which hasn't happened even till date. We all talk about mental health. We all talk about what we should do in mental health. We all talk about what we have been doing in mental health. But even today, I would tell you that 4 out of 5 youth have a propensity to anxiety and a propensity to depression. It's a different matter that sometimes they are unrecognized, unaddressed, and they pretty much get over it on their own. But the truth is, ultimately, it tells on their productivity, it tells on their academics, and it tells on their relationships. So it's a it's a space which they don't know how to handle effectively for themselves. And I think that is why when we talk about removing stigma, I think this has to be addressed at a level where there are more and more community initiatives to include parents, teachers, and the entire ecosystem that covers youth. Because if we don't do that, then we are only addressing this problem in silos. We are only addressing people who are going to be, subsequently now speaking to AI and getting their mental health, addressing their mental health through AI, and probably trying to understand what's happening with them. So that's not a good place to be in, because that means more isolation and probably more, students and youth who are ultimately going to be pushed over the brink. In Odisha today, we have, I think if I remember, it's almost last when I, understood what the figures were, they were about 14 suicides a day. Now 14 suicides a day, and they are reported. They are reported. So we don't know how many unreported are, happening out there. So that's a lot of inadequacy, I would say, on our part. All of us who are in the mental health domain, I would feel it's a lot of inadequacy from us, because we still haven't been able to reach that last mile where every youth knows what is happening to them, how to identify it, how to address it, whom to go to, what to do about it if they don't find anybody, and also how to afford it. A lot of students who come to us, they are unable to pay for their own therapy or counseling. And why is that? Because they say that my father or my mother, they are completely disinterested. They don't want to pay for us. And that's very sad. That's very unfortunate. And what is the reason why they don't want to do it? It's because they believe that when they are talking about not being able to get on with their academics or not being able to perform, they believe they are being lazy, they are being procrastinative, or they are being weak, and they are not being able to do what they actually are meant to do. Now, if a child is trying to convey that he's unable to do something for himself in his academics, does that mean we have to make... Sorry, Aarti ma'am, are you saying something?
No.
Yeah. So when a child is calling out to say, or asking for help, to say that they are unable to, focus or concentrate or do what they have to in their academics, is the only response going to be chastisement about saying that you are lazy or you don't know, you don't want to do something? Where does the child go after that? There is no way, there is no place the child can go to. Interestingly, we ran a awareness drive. We collaborated with the Live, Love, Laugh, Bangalore-based organization. And we collaborated to have a drive across 20 schools, 20 government schools, to touch over 4,000 students, high school students, their teachers and school students. And it was very sad and unfortunate to see, because our purpose was to empower them with information and knowledge about the mental health concepts and how to get help and where to get help. And we also, along with this presentation, we made a little form, we circulated a form where we told them that, presently where you are, please write down whatever you feel like. Make it an anonymous form, but write down whatever you need to write down about how you're feeling or what's going on with your life right now. You will be aghast to know, apart from being shocked, you'll be aghast to know that I think barring about 200-300 forms, all the other forms spoke about how distressed they were, how stressed they were, how they were not being heard, and how every time they have, some kind of a thought which may be intrusive. The exams, whenever there are exams around the corner, they have intrusive thoughts. They are only pushing themselves to take those exams and somehow prove their worth to their parents and everybody around them. It was shocking for us to understand that. So we did go back to Live, Love, Laugh, and we told them, we showed them the data and we told them, and hopefully, they will get back to us about it. But that brings us to another point, that when we also make these initiatives, community initiatives, or we have these drives, I think one of the predominant factors is to also keep it sustained. If we don't have sustained drives, one-off random drive, we may get, 1 or 2 people. Invariably, whenever we do drives, we do get youth students or youth who connect with us. But that's like a drop in the ocean. If there are 100 kids we connect with, maybe 1 kid, and that too after, sometimes it has happened that we go for a awareness campaign or a session, and only after a year somebody connects from that group. Can you imagine? It's taken 1 year for that person to actually think about it, whether I should go back to ask for help or not. And yes, affordability is a very big problem. So because we are an NGO, because we are a not-for-profit, and we believe that, affordability and accessibility is our premier vision, we have subsidized, fees, or even sometimes we write off our fees, fortunately, when people support us with funds. But it is a drop in the ocean again. So we don't know where to go or how to do more. If there are 10 people or 10 youth that we can connect with, the need is actually maybe, lakhs. So we are inadequate, extremely inadequate. So this is the part about stigma and taboo and, not being able to identify, not being able to understand. But what is it that actually is driving them to this point? Apart from the issues which happen around in their schools or in their homes, I think it's also about the atmosphere or the environment that we live in now. The environment that we live in presently, I think it's ruthless and relentless for our youth and our children and our students to actually put that pressure on themselves. There was a time when we felt, yes, the parents are putting the pressure and relatives putting pressure. There's a lot of comparison. There's a lot of, narrative around how good every child has to be good, perfect. I think perfectionism has become such a much talked about concept. So every parent wants their child to be the best. Now, if every child is going to be the best, then what's the state of all the rest? There is no space for children who cannot be the best. And is that the kind of society we have to live in? And the environment that we live in is actually so technologically driven now. Every student above the age of 13 or 14 has a mobile phone, has to have a mobile phone because there is a lot of online work that has to be done. And every student who has a mobile phone has access to so much information from the internet or from the Instagram or from YouTube, that they are constantly feeling as if they are not enough. They are constantly feeling that they are in a space which they don't want to be in. We have had the opportunity to actually work with the youth in our in a program that we conducted about 6 months back. So we had a little activity for them where we asked them to write down where they are presently. There were about 21 children there. We asked them to write down where they are presently on one side, and we asked them, where would you like to be? Actually, in your head, ideally, where would you like to be? And it was really startling and sad to see that no child was in a place where they were happy with themselves at that particular space. They all wanted to be in a different space. They all wanted to be in a place where they were perfect, they were better looking, they were better in their academics, they were better appreciated. Everybody just, should validate them. They all wanted to be brilliant. They all wanted to perform great. So if this is the kind of space our youth are in now, where they are just not accepting of where they are presently, how can we expect that they are going to be happy and they are not going to be depressed? It is the foremost quality of every human being. It is the right of every human being to accept themselves where they are. And that's where their happiness can come from. So it seems they are constantly postponing happiness. And when you are constantly postponing happiness, it means you're constantly signing up for anxiety because you're not at a place where you would like to be, and you're constantly pretending to be someone you're not. So you're signing up for anxiety and signing up for probably depression. And the other thing is that, these terms in mental health have become so all over the place now that I think, everybody now believes, every child or every youth believes that they are depressed. Or every person who, student who probably feels sad, they are depressed. So we don't have that clarity for our kids as well. Our youth don't have that clarity. And that's what our aim person, every youth, every child out there must know that when this happens to me, when I'm sad for a very long time, it means there is a problem. When I'm sad for over 10 days in a row, there should be something I should do about it. When my heart is beating faster every time I meet somebody, I speak to somebody, or I'm going in for an exam, I need to ask for help. When I have, constantly, when I have problems sleeping at night and I'm unable to wake up, or I'm not able to eat properly, I need to get help. And unfortunately, when they talk to their parents about it, it's a dismissal because they feel that, and very interestingly, a lot of parents who come to us, they say that, in our times, we had so many challenges, such a lot of trouble, but we always managed everything. We managed to do everything. And we were so tough. I don't know why our kids are not so tough. The truth is that you have a single child or you have 2 children, you are protecting them, you are acutely micromanaging them, you're controlling them, and yet you expect them to be tough. So I feel that there are, many things going on there which probably need more addressal, and it needs more systematic, sustained kind of effort to bring to the forefront, the concepts and make it clear for our students, our youth, our parents, our teachers, everybody. But apart from that, also, I think more and more support groups need to be formed. Every school must have its own support group. Every college must have its support group. There should be more lay counselors that should be created in all the schools, colleges, and in youth networks. There should be more emphasis on peer counseling, lay counseling, so that all the distress on a day-to-day that happens also can be identified, can be addressed, and then interventions can happen gradually. Needless to say that we are very handicapped about the the resources and the number of mental health professionals we have in our state. Needless to say that. So till we build our capacity in our clinical facilities, till the capacities are built, I think one good thing would be to create more lay counselors or peer counselors, where at least they have a support system to which they can, seek help from. So I feel, these exercises that we are doing now, they should definitely be more sustained. If today we have met and we have connected, I think, the legitimate thing to do would be to really take this forward with at least one step that we can incorporate for the next 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, maybe in a multitude of schools, so that we know that we have touched that many people in a very emphatic way, in a way where they have benefited, and where actually the productivity and the quality of their life becomes better. I feel we don't do that. We lose steam, and sometimes we just get scattered. So that's my sincerest appeal to all of you and all of us present here, that we not only, take this forward, but we make it our mission that every youth in the state and largely in the country as well has the opportunity to access and afford qualitative mental health. Thank you.
Thank you, Anurada ma'am. In fact, I was lost for words for the last few seconds. I mean, some mind-boggling figures. 4 out of 5 people impacted, 14 suicides a day. Some things, it strikes you as something immense. And then you start thinking as to what we can do to go ahead and make a difference when it comes to such mind-boggling figures. So I think we'll kind of get onto that during our Q&A session, but really impactful. And for the next item on our agenda, I would like to ask Protractor Payasmi to introduce our next guest speaker, Rotarian Rita Agarwal.
Thank you.
Payasmi, yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are loud and clear.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rotaractor Payasmi Mishra, and it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Rita Agarwal ma'am. Dr. Rita Agarwal is a senior consultant psychologist at Nagpur City, India in private practice since 1992, winning 2 gold medals in both MA and BA honors from Ranchi University. She went on to do an MPhil in clinical psychology from Bombay University. She is a columnist in the largest English daily newspaper, the Hitavada, since 1994, called Emotions, which is very popular till today. a behavioral trainer for industry and institutions as well. She conducts personality development programs for kids regularly. Invited to join the Rotary Club of Nagpur in 2000, she has held many positions in the club and district 3030 and won many awards. She is a co-founder and chair Rotary Action Group on Mental Health Initiatives Global from 2025 to 2027. She is editor of a monthly newsletter, Mind Matters, on mental health by the Rotary District Action Group on Mental Health 3030. Her global grant project on mental health for school children in Nagpur won her the two highest awards. Namely, she was honored with the Service Above Self and the People of Action Champions of Impact at the Rotary International Convention at Singapore in May 2024. So it's our pleasure to have you with us, madam. Over to you. Thank you.
Ritaji, before you just start, let me just inform you that we have with us our chapter board members. Dr. Pranav Mahapatra is there. Dr. Major General P.K. Patnaik is also there. Along with that, we have few interactors from District 3011, that is where we are DAV. And we have with us a District Interact Chair from Calcutta, that is Arpita Chatterjee from 3291. So these are the important I wanted to inform you about it. Now you go ahead with. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really been a nice 45 minutes. I've been listening to all the wonderful speakers. So a very warm good evening to all of you. Thank you, Aarti Biswal, for forming this chapter, new chapter in 3262 district. And thanks to your district governor, Manoj Tripathi ji, for making his appearance. Thank you, Abhinash, for moderating this show. Payushmi for my introduction. And I'm very happy to know that there is a Dr. Gitika in charge of the mental health committee in the district. That's very valuable. And as a chapter, you can always, as a chapter and the district mental health committee are not two different things. They are practically the same thing. They collaborate and do work together, which makes more impact. And I would also like to thank your guest speaker, the Dr. Anuradha Mahapatra. She is from a founding director of Manam. Obviously, they have been doing very good work in the field of mental health for maybe many years. And my greetings to all the very eminent people who may be present here, and I can't see them on the screen at all. So the screen is quite blank in front of me, so I can only see small little mugshots. But anyway, thank you so much for the invite, and I'm happy to get to know all of you. I think this is one of the finest chapters. I get that impression because you have mental health professionals with you, and that is a very big resource. Many chapters are struggling to find local resources, and the chapters who do not find local resources, they struggle a lot, because we all know that there is a shortage of mental health professionals, and mainly there is an extreme shortage of mental health professionals at Rotary. There may be many psychiatrists outside working, many psychologists working, but not very many of them are in Rotary. So it's important that we also join hands with the local resources like the NGOs. You have Manam with you, and you have the district mental health committee, and you have a number of psychologists with you, as I understand. So this is an interesting situation for me. And I think this chapter can do wonderful work with all the resources that you have. We have plenty of projects on the Rotary Action Group. We have toolkits, we have ideas, we have technical cadre officers who can help you with global grants. So you talk to us, we can have a different meeting with the board members of the chapter, and we can help you with whatever ideas you would like to develop. Because I think you have plenty of ideas, but maybe you would need to streamline them, develop them, take them a little forward in a systematic way, as Dr. Anuradha says. Now, I would like to know how many young people are there, because I just love talking to the youth and the children, and I'm very fond of them, and I do lots of work with the young ones. What is the number of young children we have here? Because then I would like to address them. Can I have a rough idea? Are we having a few of them or quite a number of them? Yes.
They
How
can
many?
raise their hands, virtual hands, ma'am, for you to see.
I can see just one.
Oh,
Two.
no. I think there are some college and, young professionals also there. So I don't know why they aren't raising their hands.
So majority of them are not the young people here. I can see 4 hands going up with Payoshni. Okay, now some more coming up. That's nice. So maybe what I can do is, instead of telling what are the problems of the youth, let me just talk to the youth, because I think they are here to know something a little more than what they know. But I must also acknowledge that this generation is far, far more aware and more knowledgeable than what our generation was and what my father's generation was, because my father's generation knew nothing. Mental health didn't exist. There was nothing like mental health. Kuch nahi hota hai. My father would say there's nothing called mental health. If you have to do something, you just have to do it. That's it. But today's youth is much more aware. And today's youth is also suffering. Yes. And they know that. So when we talked of the 3 goals, Aarti talked of the 3 goals which the Rotary Action Group focuses on. The first goal is breaking the stigma. The second goal is raising awareness. The third goal is increasing access to treatment, prevention, and building capacities. We have added a 4th goal. And the 4th goal, all the young ones will be happy to know, is strengthening the individual from within, which means we empower the individual, we empower the youth, we empower the young minds to become strong, resilient, never say die, rough and tough, to face the challenges of life, to thrive on the challenges of life. Somebody just mentioned that our generation was, when parents say that, oh, my generation was far tougher, what's wrong with the youth of today? Why have they become so soft? So we won't go into why they have become soft, but what we would focus on is empowering them, strengthening their minds, making them rough and tough. If you remember, Swami Vivekananda, who's the icon of the youth in our country and who's the founding member of the Ramakrishna Mission, he always said that we want men of steel. We want people to be strong, because weakness is death and strength is life. And we want people, we want to make characters, we want to make people. He talked of character building. And we want to make people who have muscles like iron, muscles of iron, and nerves of steel. So beautiful. That is what we look for. Children today must be trained and must be educated to become as strong as what Swami Vivekananda says, that you must have muscles of iron and nerves of steel. Nothing can destroy you. You are invincible. You are resilient. You can face the challenges of life. What's wrong with you? Just get up and do it. So let's talk of some very basic things. I had brought a slideshow, but I'm not sure if we have time. Do we? Or we'll just cut it short.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a slide, you can show it. But again, I think there will still be a constraint on the time.
Yeah, I know. So maybe I'll just show 1 or 2 and not much.
Sure.
I won't show too many. What I want to show is that, yeah, this is it. Children should understand, the youth should understand what the mind is all about. If you understand your mind, you can control it. Why not? It's your mind. The biggest gift that you have from God is your mind, which makes you different from the animals, because you're a conscious human being who can think, who can feel, who can act, who can take decisions, and who has a willpower, and you have the courage to do it. If you have the conviction, you have the courage of conviction to do things. So what is your mind now? The mind is that when you are in a particular situation, it generates some thoughts. These are called mental processes. So your mind generates thoughts. Your mind, then those thoughts will impact you in an emotional way. So the mind thoughts and these emotions, you will do some action. That action may be wrong action or right action, but it will lead to some action. Now, let's look at it like this. We'll just simplify some things and which I want to convey to the youth, and then we might think of a longer session next time. According to the research, 60,000 thoughts cross your minds daily. Wow. So I just want to question the youth, whoever's present here today. Now you imagine that there are 60,000 thoughts running in your mind throughout the day. What is the quality of those thoughts? Are they positive or are they negative? Now you imagine that if the quality of the thoughts is negative, how is it going to impact you? Will it make you happy or will it make you sad or fearful? Now, listen to this. I'm a great fan of Shri Dalai Lama. Why? Because he's a very great scientist. He takes all his junior lamas to United States, puts them in a psychological lab, and undergoes various psychological experiments. He's written a book way back. I read it and I have the book. It's called Destructive Emotions. And when that book came out, it was very fascinating for all of us to know, and very surprising for all of us to know, that there are 87,000 destructive emotions which human beings face. Now, what happens to your mind? So if your mind is surrounded by 60,000 negative thoughts and 87,000 destructive emotions, how do I expect you to be? Now, mind your mind is the lesson I want to give today. And how do you mind your mind? It's not rocket science. It's doable. It's absolutely doable. You can be your own therapist. You can be your own guide. You can be your own counselor. What you have to do, keep your thoughts positive as you can. The moment a negative thought comes into your mind, fight with it, struggle with it and say, why am I thinking negative? Is there nothing positive in my mind? No, let me think positive. And many times we do a lot of imaginary thinking. It's a very unrealistic thinking. For example, a child will say, or a girl in standard 8 or 10th will say, nobody loves me. Oh, wow. Really? Nobody loves you? Yeah, ma'am, I think nobody loves you. I think nobody loves you. But does anybody love you? So I say, okay, let's count. Does your mother love you? Yes. Does your father love you? Yes. Do you have a sibling, brother, sister? Does he love you? Yes. Do you have a good friend who loves you? Yes. Then there are 4 people already on my list. Then you say nobody loves me. There you go. Change it and say, what is the positive thought? 4 people are there at least in the world who love me. Maybe not more. And why should I expect that the whole world should love me? Who am I? So it's okay. I have 4 people who love me. Isn't that enough? That's a lot. So like that, whichever negative thought you get in your mind, just fight with it, struggle with it. And if it is imaginary, it is distorted, it is irrational, it's not logical, throw it out. Out with it. The second point is the emotions. You have to learn to master emotions and manage them and balance them. The key word in psychology is balance. If you can bring a balance, let not any emotion go to an extreme. If you're angry, all right, let's put everything on a scale of 0 to 10. If I'm angry, I'm at 0.5. Never allow it to go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, where I can go and shoot somebody or murder somebody or kill myself. Keep it balanced and bring it down. And always say, never increase your emotions, never allow your emotions to run away, never allow your emotions to control you. You control the emotion because you're the master of your mind. Who controls your mind? You or somebody else? This is your supercomputer. Keep it clean, keep it happy, keep it well-oiled, and keep it balanced. If you keep your mind balanced, nothing can go wrong. Then, if you keep your thoughts and emotions balanced, you will do the right action at the right time. It's very important to act. You're not just going to sit and be lethargic and lazy. You are going to do actions. What are the actions you're supposed to do? The right actions at the right time. What is required? You are required to study, study. You are required to sleep, sleep. You are required to play, play. I would say, let's not make too much of a halla gulla about anything. When we say balance, what you need is, you need 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of study, and 8 hours of good fun and play. That's a good balance. You don't have to study 24 hours. You don't have to play 24 hours. That's an imbalance. So a balance is where you have time for everything that you want to do. And what is that everything? I must study, I must sleep, and I must enjoy. I must be with my friends and chit chat with them. So how do we control this mind? How do we download? What is it that we are downloading from the web onto our minds? When we talk of the smartphone and the computer and the web and the social media, what is it that I'm downloading in my mind? So these are the 5 senses which we have to keep in check. So I always remember Gandhiji's three monkeys. Be careful of what you see. Do not see anything which is bad and wrong and which will upset you. It's going to upset you. If it's wrong and bad, it's going to upset you. It'll upset me too. Do not hear anything which is wrong and bad because it's going to upset you. And do not speak anything which is, it's so simple. These are the fundamental truths of life which we forget. And if we remember these fundamental truths, I'm sure you can be mentally healthy and strong. Nothing can disturb you. But yes, still, we'll just run through a few things. What is anxiety? Anxiety is excessive fear, worry. Even when there is no danger, you can be afraid of certain things. So that is your imaginary fear. And what is stress? Stress is when you lose the balance and things become too much for you to handle. That is what we are talking about. If you learn to balance your emotions, learn to balance your thoughts, and do the right action which is required of you, you are through with life. I'm just rushing through this now. We must know what the stressors are. All the children who are present here, please identify what your stressors are. Stressor is that particular situation or a thought or an idea which puts some sort of a pressure on you. And these stressors can be external, like academic, parental pressures, peer pressures. Every pressure doesn't have to be negative. I've seen a lot of positive peer pressure too. There was one very beautiful college crowd which had come to me in a group. And they said, ma'am, we have taken one decision in life, that we will not do anything wrong till we are settled with our careers. We are in college, we are there for education, we enjoy, we have fun, we have 4 good friends, we go for hiking, biking, adventure activities. We do not get engaged with girls. And they were very happy about it. Ma'am, the moment we have something to do with girls, our whole life is disturbed. So we have decided no girls, and we will do nothing wrong till we are settled with our careers. And I said, so beautiful. This is the simplest principle of life which you are following, and God bless you, just do it. So external pressures, sometimes fear is not pressure, fear is positive pressure. Family disturbances, bad relationships, and then we have the internal stressors. Stressors could be external, stressors could be internal. So internal is how I think, my negative self-image, my negative thinking, my over expectations with myself. Oh, I must become like this. I need not. I can be a nice, simple person doing my work, earning my living, and being happy and taking care of my family. What's wrong with that? Now, these stressors will induce some physical reactions in your body, which you can be aware of. It's not difficult. You'll have some tension in your muscles, you'll have sweating. I know when the exams come, you can have nervousness, you can have bad stomach, you can have a dry mouth, headache, laziness, etc. Then there are mental tensions where people forget. You go to an exam hall, you have studied everything, you're well prepared, but you have forgotten. This temporary memory loss is a very nice symptom of a stress response, which is a mental stress response. So you'll have loss of confidence, inability to think, your head is jammed, your memory is gone. This is all temporary, it all comes back. Now, there are healthy de-stressing activities. Like I told you, have talked to friends, peer support. We are running peer development support program in schools and colleges, Rotaractors and Interactors, where what Anuradha ji talked of, peer-to-peer support. So we create an atmosphere among the youth to support each other and to listen out to each other without being counselors, of course. But we teach them the three very important counseling skills, which is active listening, empathy, and a non-judgmental attitude. That's all. That's all. That's all you need to know to be a good friend and to be a good peer support. So, and then of course, there are other things like exercise, meditation, breath control, muscle relaxation, you know it all. Unhealthy de-stressing activities. Do not get into this. These are escape routes which don't work in the long run. It makes you sicker and makes you an addict. Smoking, drinking, internet surfing, social media, drop it. Gaming. The world won't change if you don't look at it for even 1 year. So my last message to you is stay balanced and stay fit. Balance is homeostasis in the body, where your mind, what is a balance? If you're peaceful, you sleep well, you eat well, you laugh, and you can do your work in a happy way, you're balanced. The moment a negative emotion or a negative thought comes, the balance is lost. And that's where you begin to suffer. Can I just stop sharing this? And I'd like to come back to the screen. So that's my simple message in a nutshell. And I think it's absolutely doable. And all the children, we can teach them all these wonderful positive skills. There is CBT, RET, peer support systems. We have developed a number of things which can be passed on to the children in a very nice way, where they can take care of their mental health. Like we take care of our physical health, we know what to eat, what not to eat, to keep ourselves clean, we have to also understand mental hygiene. If you understand mental hygiene, be assured that you can lead a very nice, happy life. Thank you so much. And we can open it for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita ma'am. I think you started off saying that you wanted to talk to the kids, right?
Yeah.
But I believe that we need this information much more than the kids. Because each of us is responsible for one kid or more than one kids.
That's fine. These are common principles which are applicable to all mental health principles. Thank you.
So I would request anybody who has questions to please jot them into the chat window. And before that, ma'am, I think there was a request if you could share your PowerPoint with the group that is there on this call.
I will send it to Aarti.
Sure. And then we can circulate.
Yeah, you can, definitely.
So maybe while we get, somebody was saying something.
Can I please?
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much for this wonderful lecture and this thing, particularly Rita Madam and Rosa Madam. Rita Madam, I want to know that actually I am the district chair for child health and I am a retired professor of pediatric. I like to join this group. So what is the scope for a pediatrician to join?
See, I know pediatricians have every child goes to a pediatrician, so you're the primary contact for a pediatrician. And what we
Okay.
believe is the program which we are doing in America called Eleva is basically that because a pediatrician is the primary contact for a child till 18 years, you should know a little bit of behavioral health where you can catch it early. It's
Yeah,
very,
yes,
very
madam.
important, and you can do wonders with the kids at your age.
Yes, madam. One sentence I want to tell to this group that the triangle, because you know a lot, the triangle that is start from the parents, teacher, and the children. This triangle, I think we have to focus from the first is the parents, then the teachers, and lastly the students. Because this is my idea, and you know better that we can have more. One is for parents, then
Yeah.
for teachers, then for students, then for together. So
Yeah.
this will be nice. This is my suggestion to you.
No, you're absolutely right. Because when we did this wellness in a box in Nagpur, it was a prevention of depression and anxiety for 8th standard children. We started with the parents.
Yes.
Actually, for the schools, we started with the teachers. We educated and made all the teachers aware. Then we called the parents of the 8th standard students, and then we did the students. So you're
Okay.
right that we first deal with the adults. And actually, when we do this global grant, we also take a consent from the parents that whether we can talk to your children about mental health. I think in India, it's not too valid, but in America, parental consent is a legal issue. So,
May I?
yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Niranjan sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm not a psychologist, not a practitioner doctor. I'm a doctor by PhD. Wrong, being a parent, I'm in this group for learning, and it is an excellent eye-opening session for all of us. Rita ma'am, can I add on few to your PPT, like the monkey you have shown, right? But if I look at the present scenario, it's not about speaking bad. I think it is not about. I think it should be about not taking bad food, because that changes the entire gut flora of a kid, and that leads to change in the gut, like maybe leaky gut, or maybe a gut dysbiosis, or maybe bacterial overgrowth.
Yeah.
So I think what Niranjan sir said, I will add another point to that there should be a first training session for all the pediatricians first, because they are the primary contact person, as you said. So because that gives what I mean to say, because all the parents, they go to a pediatrician only.
Yeah, they do.
And sir, don't feel bad, but the pediatricians are not trained on this.
No. Last year there was a seminar in which Professor Mahanti had given a very nice presentation on the relation between nutrition and mental health. I mean, the growth of the development of the child from the embryo right up to, and how nutrition, proper nutrition creates the, good mental state. So that
Madam,
was very
interesting. Just one point to Dr. Pranab. I think you are Dr. Pranab.
Yes. He's also a board member.
Okay. So we have in pediatrics, IIP, Madam Rita Madam must be knowing, and Anuradha Madam must be knowing. We have in pediatrics a big group of adolescent health initiative, and that is a big group that we are being trained. Most of the pediatricians now being trained on adolescent health, physical, mental, and spiritual, and everything. So it's not that pediatricians are not trained, but only thing, we cannot have so much pediatrician as Madam told that so many pediatricians, so many psychiatrists in our Rotary group. That is the only thing. Okay, thank you very much.
But see, all these points are very valid. There is one, I wish I had that book. There is a new book which has come out, which has become a bestseller. It was released in 2024, and it's written by one gentleman called Jonathan Haidt. And the name of the book is The Anxious Generation. So he says all the children who have been born after 2000 and 2010, which is Generation X, they show a lot of anxiety, and it is because of the smartphone. And he says the smartphone has rewired the whole brain of the children because of excessive use. So what they are doing is they are formulating certain policies and trying to implement it in different states. No smartphones till high school. No social media till the age 16. And some things like that. And I was in Australia in the month of December because I have my nephew there. Australia already has some of the laws enforced. Children are not allowed smartphones and televisions and technology till a certain age. They are taken care of that. So technology is a big disruptive force. And as you said, fast food is also one of the major challenges that we are facing. And how do we escape technology? We have to take care of ourselves before we take care of technology.
Madam, one point I can add here that it is the parents and grandparents, because grandparents has a very big role for the development of children, because most of the grandparents are icon for children. My grandparent was my icon, not my parents. So we have to, because Rotarians, many grandparents are there. So we have to focus practically first on parents and grandparents, so that what is the real situation in the family, in the home, then everything starts from that. So that is my point to say.
No, absolutely right, sir. Niranjan sir, because I find a lot of role of grandparents that avoid the children to keep them away from the mobile phones. Because we parents, we are working, and we are busy with our daily routines, have to go with laptop and mobiles and all. But when grandparents are there, yes, they are the saviors. They keep the child. They tell them stories, and that's how we keep them away from all the mobile or gadgets or TV screen and all this.
Yeah. If we talk of prevention of all emotional problems, then there is a very nice project which is going on at many places. There is one at New Zealand which is going on. There is one even at Kolkata, run by Suresh Chaudhary and his group, Sound and Mind Foundation. That is called social emotional learning for children in the primary sections. If you start with social emotional learning for tiny tots from primary school, you will be doing great work.
I would like to share one example.
Teach the children how to take care of their emotional emotions and their thoughts. And that is one of the very crucial areas where children can benefit.
Right.
And yeah, sorry. Yes.
Ma'am, I would like to share one example of my nephew. She was in class 10 just 6 months back. Now appeared for examination and passed now. One day my sister and my brother-in-law, they come to house and they just bash their daughter like, no, she's not studying, she's only watching mobile, this and that. That is how the study is. She's not studying properly, getting very low marks in the pre-board and all this. So I listened to them for 30 minutes, all this. Then because though she's in class 10, so I look at her face and I find she's in much pressure. So I just told my sister and brother-in-law that it's fine that she is not studying or depending on, but what you people have done for her? No, we're always telling them, we're telling her, guide her to study. No, that is fine. Everyone can tell this, do that. But have you done something for her? No. Then I call her next day. I do a complete blood analysis. I find the vitamin D level is very low. Vitamin B12 is very low. Apart from that, she was not diagnosed with thyroid, but it is borderline. So there is, what I find there is, so the mood swing comes from that. And then I go for the entire gut test. and
You're
find a lot of.
So
I think you're a doctor. You're an MD doctor.
No, ma'am. I'm not studied science at all. I studied science till class 10. After that, I'm a pure commerce graduate, PhD in finance, postdoctorate in finance.
But what you say is amazingly the truth. That
So when we give her medication on D, B12, not only B12, biotin, folate, and all this, and magnesium, all the three form of magnesium, I find by the time of exam, she has improved a lot in 3 to 4 months. Her mood swing has gone. I have suggested some yoga for her, like Brahmari and all this, that also take care of her thyroid and all. And I find there is a tremendous improvement, and she passed out the class 10th with 94%.
Yeah, so when we talk of mental health, this would be the last statement I'll make. When we talk of mental health, we follow what is called as the biopsychosocial model of mental health, which takes care of the biological aspects which you've been talking about, whether it's your gut flora or your vitamin D or your vitamin B or your whatever multivitamins, minerals. So there is a biological aspect and the hormones which go up and down. Then there is a psychological aspect. And then there is a social aspect, which is the family and the community and the peer support system and stuff. So always remember that all the three factors determine the mental health of anybody, whether it's a child or an adult.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That you have already covered in your presentation.
Yeah, fantastic discussion right now. But in the interest of time, I think we'll have to cut it short. But before we move on to the next item, I think Dr. Pranav has his hand raised for quite some time. So maybe Dr. Pranav, if you have a quick question, we can go ahead and answer that and then move on.
Hello, everybody.
Actually, it's not me. It's my daughter Sanvi. She has been waiting for a long time to speak something. She's the right.
Pleasure to hear a child. Yes, please go on.
So, my name is Hanvi Mapatra. I'm currently studying in 7th grade. So, there's this one question I've been willing to ask. How can we stop mobile addiction? Like, mobile can be used in many ways. Like, it can be used for entertainment, for learning, or for studying, like anything. But how can we stop the addiction, the continuous entertainment? Like, we all know that the internet lies, or not everything on the internet is true. But some of us believe it, because some of us think that we cannot do this. We have to go to an astrologer to say all of this, or we should believe what other people has to offer. We can't believe everything on the internet.
So you have the answers. See, you are intelligent enough to know what is right, what is wrong. You also know that addiction is not benefiting you. You also know internet doesn't speak the truth always. There's a lot of falsehood there. So just give it away. Give your mobile, gift it to your father.
I have a mobile myself. I mean, I used to have, but it's from my father to sister to me. But that is not working, so I don't use mobile.
Good.
Sometimes I use, but only for studies.
So you are not addicted. Why are you worried?
But they say like,
can I just answer to her question? You see, you are telling mobile is everything for you. You don't listen to anybody. Only for your studies, you see. For your studies is mobile required. Otherwise, you read your textbooks. But reading from the mobile at this stage, it will be only required if you go for higher studies. Then you search mobile for new things. But don't search now. You read your textbook. The students are not reading the textbooks. They are finding from the mobile very early, like before 10th class. It's not required. Once you pass, go to medical, you go to engineering, you go to higher studies, then only your topics which are not there in the book, you can search from the mobile, not from now. Second thing is seeing pictures, seeing good things, other things. It's not at all required because you are wasting time. So please don't waste time. Listen to your parents. And mobile, it is told, don't use more than any screen more than 2 hours continuously, more than 15 minutes, not more than 15 minutes. And mobile is not so much required for you. Please, thank you very much.
Sanvi, what you can do is whatever you are studying, okay, on your whatever chapter you are studying, learn Canva.
If I may intervene here, I think we are way short of time. We'll probably have to move on because we have to kind of close this. So Sanvi Beta, I think you have your answer. It's up to you to, I mean, people can point you in the right direction, but you have to follow that path. So moving on, I think I'll request Rotarian Madhuchanda to kindly offer the vote of thanks.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm Madhuchanda Bal. I'm the immediate past president of Rotary Club of Bhubaneswar Ekamra. So thank you, Sanvi, for the beautiful question. And incidentally, Sanvi's dad is a clinical psychologist. He's one of our club members and he helps us in a lot of the mental health initiatives. On behalf of the Mental Health Initiative Rotary Action Group, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for joining us today for this insightful webinar on coping with anxiety and stress, youth mental health strategies. Our sincere thanks to our Chief Guest, District Governor Rotarian Manoj Tripathi, for his gracious presence in spite of being very unwell and continued support towards mental health initiatives. We are deeply grateful to our eminent speakers, Rotarian Rita Agarwal, who gave a very impressive talk and very enlightening, and Dr. Anuradha Mahapatra for the powerful and practical insights that will surely guide us in supporting youth through mental health challenges. A special word of appreciation to our dynamic district chair, Rotarian Dr. Arati Biswal, and dedicated district secretary, Rotarian Dr. Rekha Das, whose leadership and vision has made today's session possible. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies Avinash, for carrying the session forward very seamlessly. Lastly, thank you to all our Rotarian friends and participants for your active involvement and commitment to spreading mental awareness. Let us carry forward today's learning into meaningful action. Thank you, namaskar, and good night.
If I may, I would like to thank Manik Sharma from Rotary Club Bhubaneswar, who is also a very active member of our SRAG Mental Health Action Group 3262, who has been, coordinating in the background. And of course,
Dr. Gitika also. And of course, Dr. Gitika, who is the district chair of mental health. So thank you, Doctor, for joining in also as an audience.
And ma'am, thank you, Anuradha ma'am, Rita ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. My pleasure being here. And
yes, ma'am,
please...
I think we have, I think 6 of our board members were present here. Dr. Pranam, Dr. Anuradha, all of them are board members. So maybe after we have a meeting, we can also think of some project that will, on the ground, we can do something.
Yeah, I think you're very blessed because you have lots of resource faculty. You will have no dearth of doing very good work on the field. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Arati madam, I am there to join your group.
Yes, please.
And Gitika madam is there. I see she is the chairperson, so we'll do something together.
You all.
Please allow me to leave now, Arati, if I have your
permission. Thank you, ma'am. And I'll be if you can share your PowerPoint presentation, I'll circulate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rita madam, very much. Thank you.
Actually, जो group करे non-Rotarians भी join कर परिवे, but I'm inviting anyone who has people who are working in this area. Ponku Niranjan sir, Gitika.
Koriba. You have started. This is a very good start. You have started. Thank you very much for everybody.
Arti ma'am, how will I contact you to be on this? Because I am also working in the same area, though I am not a person from this.
Okay, I mean, how did you get this? How do we share?
I'm a member of Rotary Club Bhubaneswar.
Okay, then Manik Sharma will give you. He is a contact person anyway for this group.
Oh, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you everybody. Namaskar,
Thank you,
good evening.
everybody.
Good night, good
Also,
night.
My
Thank you, thank you.
sincere
Namaskar.
thanks to Dr. Arati.
Yes.
Thanks
And
to
also
everyone.
Dr.
Thanks to
Pranav.
everyone.
Dr. Pranav, in spite of his
Dr.
busy
Pranav तो
schedule,
बहुत busy
many
किंतु निश्चय
meetings,
आपको
many
help करेंगे
seminars, he has
for some
joined.
project.
So we are.
अच्छा प्रणव सर टिके जानि पारे कि आपण कोन करूचंती यू आर ए डॉक्टर वेयर
मो साइकेट्री प्रोफेसर ऑफ साइकेट्री किम्स रे अछि डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइकेट्री
अच्छा वेरी नाइस कोठी अछंती
किम्स भुवनेश्वर
किम्स रे अछंती अच्छा हाँ मु किम्स रे थिली कि छाड़ी देली 19 रु 21 पर्यंत 2 वर्ष थिली आपण सेतोळे थिले कि 21 भितरे
मु थिली पर अछि 15 वर्ष ऊपर लानी अछि सीडी
ओहो एते वर्ष हला अछंती अच्छा ओके ओ थैंक यू वेरी मच थैंक यू
So,
Okay,
Dr. Mohanty, it is the start, and it is a very good start because 51, 52 participants were there here in this seminar. So it is a good start, and we'll do something better for the district 3262 with Dr. Mohanty, Dr. Pranab Mahapatra, Dr. Gitika, Dr. Arati, and behind is Manik Sharma.
We always come together and do something.
Yes. We'll have a physical board meeting and we'll move forward.
Okay, thank you all so much. Good night.
And
bye.
And no, thank you to our Rotarian Ramakrishna Panda who has given link.
And also to our Rotaractors who gave the introductions.
Yes. There are so many non-Rotarians whom I had given, my daughter-in-law, my younger sister's friend, so many are there in the seminar. So it is a good initiative, good beginning, Arati.
And let us take it forward.
Yes. Thank you again. Thank you.
Rotary Panda asante ki balani.
Time aji bahut deichanti. We are really thankful. We know you are very busy. आपनको संगे देखा हबो गोटे जायकि हमें देखा करके टिए कथावार्ता हबु हो कोन करा जाय परिबो हाउ टू टेक इट फॉरवर्ड
मैडम प्लान आउट करबा नेक्स्ट स्टेप
आगे
लास्ट किछि मास रे बिजी थिली
हम त रेखा पर कहउतले कहले बहुत